Pierre is, in my mind, represents Canadians who look for hope. And that's not far right, that's not far left, that's mainstream Canadians who want to live in houses they can afford, who want to buy food for their families. These aren't far right ideas, these are mainstream Canadian ideas.
A number of your own comments and actions have been characterized as dog whistling to
By
the
who?
far right.
By who?
Oh, they are absolutely wrong. Mr. Poilievre represents one thing, everyone. The working class, the ladies working at Walmart, the men working in a truck, everyone's on.
Mr. Trudeau instead calls them names. He wants Canadians to blame each other and not him. He divides divides to distract using race, religion, region, sexuality. He thinks that if you're afraid of your neighbor, you'll forget that you can't afford your groceries. You see, Mr. Trudeau and I agree that things are broken. We just disagree on what's broken and who broke it. He thinks the people are the problem. Canadians know he is the problem.
So, hey, Alexa for Urban News, and I'm currently in Quebec City at the Centre des Congrès, and today is the last day of the Conservative Convention. Today, I'm interested to have the take of the people about a really serious topic. We know that the past few years, when Pierre Poilievre not only took the leadership of the Conservative Party, but now that he is rising on the poll, we saw some misinformation saying that Mr. Poilievre represents the far-right extreme. So today I'm asking the people, what would they say to people in the society that believe that Mr. Poilievre represents really the far-right extreme?
Hello, Mr. Poilievre. A number of your own comments and actions have been characterized as dog whistling to
By
the
who?
far right.
By who?
By a number of
By
different,
who?
but I think it's been
By
characterized
who?
by that way. But
By
are
who?
you trying to
Sorry,
court? Are you
just
trying
need
to
I
court
need to
the far
clarify.
right?
Sorry,
vote?
I just need to clarify. By who?
By a number
By-
of different experts and a number of
who are the
different people
experts?
who work
Who are the
work in
experts?
this. Okay, well, I think
All
it's
right.
been established that
Right.
this is a
I-
concern.
it's
Are you
not-
trying to court the far right vote?
Who are these experts? You say that there are experts who are saying this. Who are they?
My question is, are you trying to court the
Sorry,
far right vote?
I'm sorry. Your question seems to be based on a false premise. You can't even tell me who these experts are. It sounds like it's just a CBC smear job. Thank you.
But
Next
what
question.
about?
And this is really important to shed the light on this topic. Since an election is probably coming up, we don't know if it will happen this year or maybe in 2025, but just in case that mainstream media is using that against the party, or we never know if columnists will also try to paint badly the party as saying that they are far right, we want to hear what the people who are member of the party, who actually will vote for Pierre Poilievre, really think of this. What you would say to someone who really believe that Mr. Poilievre represents the far right extreme?
Oh, not at all. I don't think that there is a far right. I think we're all kind of center, right? We're just trying to find our way back into that center to meet in the middle again. So there is no far right with him at all. He loves his country. You can see it. There's passion in his eyes. There's passion with his family. So I don't believe that at all.
Pierre is, in my mind, represents Canadians who look for hope. And that's not far right, that's not far left, that's mainstream Canadians who want to live in houses they can afford, who want to buy food for their families. These aren't far right ideas, these are mainstream Canadian ideas.
Oh, they are absolutely wrong. Mr. Poilievre represents one thing, everyone. The working class, the ladies working at Walmart, the men working in a truck, everyone's on. He came from the middle class, he is the middle class, he represents everyone.
I would say that Mr. Poilievre represents the desires of people. That is why he's a popular representative of people throughout Canada. People come to hear him because they want what he prepares to say.
We will enact a foreign influence registry to expose those paid by foreign dictatorships to interfere in our democracy. And we will shut down foreign-controlled police stations. No sovereign country should ever let a foreign dictatorship run police and stations on its soil.
I think it's important for people to get to know him as a person and to understand his background and the fact that he is, from my perspective, he seems concerned about wanting to see a better future for all Canadians, and in contrast to the decline in the prosperity of Canadians under Mr. Trudeau, to see a future that's really filled with hope for all Canadians.
He doesn't represent, he represents all Canadians. That's his position. He doesn't represent any particular Canadian, it's all Canadians. His speech last night resonated with everyone. It was fantastic. You can tell by my voice, we were cheering, we had a great time. I love Pierre, love his message. He's here for everybody. It doesn't matter what your political stripe is. He wants everybody to remember what Canada was, and it will be that way again when he's Prime Minister.
That's absolutely not the case, and quite frankly, Mr. Trudeau and Jagmeet Singh represent the far left. So a center-right conservative government will actually may seem like a far-right government to you, except they will actually be a sane government. Because quite frankly, what we need is we need to get rid of woke ideology, and we need to restore fiscal sanity and make sure that we cut government spending and restrain the size of government.
If you want to help us with our journalism, so please consider to chip in at rebelfieldreports.com. And don't forget, share your email to avoid the censorship, and chip in if you think that Rebel News needs to be here to show you the other side of the story.